Yo, imagine your landlord texts you, "Forget rent, it's an investment now," straight to the asset column. That's WorldCom, folks. They turned boring phone bills into fake assets. $11 billion. Poof. Sigh. Listen up, leaks. This is Wall Street's #1 knife. Capitalization magic. It is like buying a latte and telling your wife it is a long-term asset. Point. They hide the costs to pump the profit. Wall Street cheered, "Telecom King," until the bubble popped. Hard. Biggest train wreck ever, basically maxing out credit cards for a Lambo, then lying about business growth, billions gone, jobs torched, 401ks turned to ash, while the execs flew private. Real scam starts here. Scoff. This isn't some advanced calculus like Enron's. It is just fees, no investments. These Wall Street folks are as blind as bats. But one hero in the back office, Cynthia Cooper, decided to rip the mask off this fraud fest, from merger maniac to bankrupt joke. I am going to show you how to spot the rot before it eats your portfolio. Let's rewind to the glory days. WorldCom was a merger maniac in the 90s, gobbling up companies like they were free tacos at a happy hour. 1998, jackpot. They snagged MCI. Long-distance king crowned. The stock went vertical. Wall Street screamed, "Buy!" like brainless seagulls. But by Q2 1999, the party died. Price wars, glut. Real revenue was stagnant as a swamp. Competitors were bleeding out with 50% line costs. WorldCom? Nah, we are magical at 42%. Yeah, right. CEO Bernie Ebbers ran it like a dictatorship. Hit the numbers or hit the bricks. No room for reality checks. 2000? Bubble bursts. Prices slash. WorldCom preaches. EBITDA is up. Pure smoke. No fire. Debt piled up to $107 billion. They skipped the big bath write-downs to keep the fantasy alive. Optimism. Overdose. Scoff. Knowledge. Nugget time. Leaks. Self-defense. Art #1. The cash flow sniff. If earnings fly high, but cash flow crawls low, that is the smell of a rotting corpse. Run. Culture. Kiss up or kick out. The board was Ebbers. Yes Men Club. Governance was a tragic joke. But in the shadows, Cynthia Cooper's audit team was digging. Underfunded. Night owls. The train wreck is coming. The telecom darling was a ticking time bomb. The mask was cracking. That glory, fake as a $3 bill. An empire built on sand, hidden costs, pumped profits, while Wall Street slept at the wheel. Q1 2002. One woman spots the anomaly, billions misplaced in capex. Uh-oh. The perfect storm is brewing. Cash flow was whispering lies the whole time. Wall Street loved the show, ignoring the debt news. Ebbers' empire? A house of cards in a hurricane. 42% line costs when peers choke at 50%? That ain't magic, folks. That is the foundation of fraud. Cookie jars, pre-1999. Smashed open to juice the numbers. Classic stall tactic. $7 billion vanished into CapEx. Steady profits, bought with pure BS. No whistle protection, audits starved. Just heroes fighting an uphill battle against a mountain of lies. Context set. Glory turned to grime. Now let's dissect the core scam. Buckle up, bag holders. Chapter 1. The magic trick. WorldCom had an ace up its sleeve. Operating expenses? Nah. Assets. Line costs were 42% of revenue. Peers were choking at 50%. How? Were they geniuses? No. They were witches. Self-defense art #2. The asset alchemy. If a company treats toilet paper like gold bars on the balance sheet, capitalize this. They took $7 billion of daily bills and hid them in the basement. Pre-1999, They smashed cookie jars of reserves to fake the numbers. Result: $11 billion in fake profits. This wasn't an accounting error. It was a direct order from the throne. We saw a growth story. I see blind bats. They smiled while the industry burned. Price crash, but EBITDA goes up. That's smoke signals and, folks, no cash to back it up. They delayed the big bath, ignored goodwill impairment. Just a sneaky reset to keep the future looking clean. First, a $3.8 billion oopsie. Then it ballooned to an $11 billion scam. Line costs were the murder weapon, not mismanagement. A fraud pyramid built on capitalized lies, topped with a fake empire. Aggressive accounting? They said, yeah, aggressive like a bank robbery is just aggressive withdrawal. Then Cynthia Cooper spotted the weird entries in Q1 2002, billions misplaced. The hero wakes up. The magic show is over. Costs flooded back. Profits evaporated. Uh-oh. Chapter 1 done. A billion-scale sleight of hand. Now, let's look at the red flags everyone ignored. WorldCom's magic wasn't subtle. It was just loud. Everyone was too busy cheering the stock price to do basic math. Chapter 1. Takeaway. If costs magically disappear, you aren't looking at a genius CEO. You're looking at a creative accountant. Creative accountants don't build empires. They just buy time. Just like my ex-wife, buying time with a divorce lawyer using my credit card. Eventually, the bill arrives. Sigh, here's the rule. Leaks. When the CEO says, we are special, but the numbers scream, we are lying. Believe the numbers. Always point. That was just Act 1. Next up, let's look at the red flags that Wall Street treated like party balloons at a frat house. Buckle up, because once you've seen this trick, you'll start spotting many WorldComs hiding in your own portfolio. Chapter 2. The Red Flag Parade. Wall Street was singing, la la la, I can't hear you. Self-defense art number 3. The profit versus cash, reality check. Earnings is a hare, cash is a tortoise. If the hare is sprinting but the tortoise is dead. Scam. Price wars in 2000. Peers tanked. WorldCom claimed double-digit growth. No real revenue juice, just steroids. $107 billion in assets, mostly debt. No talk of refinancing risk, just blindfolds and optimism. Ebbers was a dictator. Make the numbers or walk. Dissent was crushed. The culture was poisoned. The board, a pals club, audit committee, a rubber stamp machine. Governance was a joke. Auditors were starved and moved to cost cuts. Signals were buried deep, while Sullivan was likely ordering another bottle of $500 wine. Cynthia Cooper's team was digging through digital trash in the dark. Heroes don't wear capes. They wear reading glasses. Sigh. Here is the red flag. Leaks. Stable margins in a dying industry is like a toupee in a hurricane. It doesn't look natural. Earnings went up, but cash flow went down. Who got burned? The pension funds, the employees. They held the bag while the smart money excited. It reminds me of my divorce settlement. I was the last one to know I was broke. After the blast, the government invented the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. It's like the police showing up to draw a chalk outline around the body. Thanks for coming, officers. You're late. A toxic culture mixed with ignored red flags isn't a business plan. It's a powder keg. And Bernie Ebbers was standing there playing with matches. Employees got it worse. Jobs gone. 401ks wiped out, harvested by their own company like wheat. The irony? This was Accounting 101. Cash versus earnings. Leverage versus reality. Basic stuff. WorldCom wasn't a stealth jet. It was a clown car covered in bells. People just love their circuit. Stock, retailers. You don't need to be a genius. Just ask it. Why don't the numbers match the industry? When the story fights the numbers, bet on the numbers. stories change. Math doesn't lie for long. Don't celebrate the red flags. When you spot one, leave the party before the bill arrives. Next up, Cynthia Cooper puts these flags in a report, and the empire turns into a car crash. Simple rule, flags won't save you. Action will. Don't be the last one in the room. CFO Sullivan, axed. Ebbers, 25 years. The gavel hit hard. July 21st, bankruptcy. $107 billion in assets. Gone. Creditors gutted. Internal audit revealed it first. Not the media, not the SEC. The quiet heroes won. They had no audit plans, no dissent. They just nodded. It reminds me of my marriage counseling sessions. I just nodded until I was homeless. The hidden debt pressure was the killer. High leverage from mergers, buried refinancing risks. It was an optimism overdose. $11 billion wasn't an accident. It was a multi-trick combo. CapEx shifting, releasing reserves, one-off gains. It evolved from earnings management to straight-up fiction. The market reaction? A bloodbath. Ratings slashed. Clients bolted. It was a liquidity kill shot. It was a liquidity kill shot. And the examiner found more rot deep down. Loans to Ebbers. Banks playing dumb. The whole tree was poisoned from the roots. So, we got the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, or SOX, out of this mess. It mandates CEO signatures and internal controls. Basically, the government saying, please promise not to lie again. Cynthia Cooper taught us a lesson. Dig at night. Fight management's optimism. Blow the whistle loud. She was the Batman of accounting. But for the victims, institutions held heavy bags. Pensions were torched. Employees got the double whammy, no job. And their 401k stock was worth 0 point. Fraud DNA is simple. It's not always a Ponzi payout. It's sustained lies to keep funding the perks. Spot the pattern, or become the pattern. $107 billion empire turned to dust in weeks. Not a gradual fade, a sudden truth nuke. Boom. $11 billion wasn't an accident. It was a combo. CapEx shift plus reserve release. Earnings management evolved into straight-up fiction. A fairy tale for adults. Market reaction. Bloodbath. Ratings flat. Clients bolted. Liquidity kill shot. The examiner found rot at the roots. Loans to Ebbers. Banks playing dumb. It wasn't just ops failure. Fraud sustained the lie until the perfect storm hit. Cynthia Cooper's lesson. Dig at night. Fight optimism. Blow the whistle loud. She was the Batman of accounting. The straw didn't break it. The truth did. Victims? Institutions held heavy bags. Pensions torched. Employees double whammied. $100 billion wipeout. Enron. Crater where savings used to be. So we got SOX. Government mandates. Signatures. Promise not to lie again. Fraud. DNA is simple. Sustained lies to fund perks. Spot the pattern. Leaks. Governance. Fail play. Weak board. Unchecked power. Kitchen waiting to explode. Boom chain. Estate. Rating drop. Bankrupt. Textbook collapse. $107 billion to dust in the middle. A sudden truth. Nuke. Boom. Analysis wrath. Empire. To dust. Scoff. All right. Bag holders. The dust has settled. Look at the wreckage. Don't chase stable margins in a dying industry. 42% line costs. That's witchcraft. He pointed. Knowledge. Nugget finale. The earnings hare versus cash tortoise. If earnings sprint like a hare but cash flow crawls like a dying tortoise, run. EBITDA fairy tales in a price war. Turn your beast detector on. Peers were tanking. WorldCom was growing. That's fake physics. Debt mountains with no impairment. Ebbers hid goodwill bombs. $107 billion in assets evaporated. Blind optimism kills portfolios. Point. Sniff the culture. Dictator vibes. Yes men board. Dissent crushed? That's Ebbers poison soup. Don't drink it. Audit independence is key. Starved teams. No whistle shield. Red alert. Cynthia Cooper's night owls were the only real heroes. Billions in market cap. Poof. Employees. Jobless. 401 cases zeroed. Don't let your family picnic be on a stock grade. SOX fixed the rules. Post-blast. Reactive cops? Yeah, but check those CEO certs now. Don't wait for the next explosion. It wasn't pure Ponzi. Fake hype to meet your friends. Private jets on your down. Spot the suck before you get dry. Internal audits blew the whistle first. Not the media. Not the SEC. Empower your own research. Retail survival kit. Cash over earnings. Margins versus peers. Debt whispers. Culture leaks. Check, check, check. Wall Street wants you to be a sheep. You need to be a wolf. Keep your cynical eyes open. Verify. Or vaporize. WorldCom, an $11 billion lie. $107 billion bust. It taught us a lesson. Your turn. Dodge the trap. Stay a free investor. Float the seas smart. Don't wear Ebbers' chains. Bag holder? Never again. Smash like if you smell the next scam. Subscribe for cynical truth. Comment your red flags. Peace. Scoff. Extra bite. The Examiner reports dissected the rock. The special committee nailed the crew. The truth always out. CC? Slow folks? Yeah, they got roasted. Reactive fixes are fine, but being a proactive investor is better. Fine spit. It wasn't just failed ops. It was a cocktail of fraud and toxic culture. Spot the move. Early. Be like Cynthia. Dig in the nights. Blow the whistle loud. Audit your own portfolio. Verify numbers. Stay cynical. Thrive in the storms, and remember, in Wall Street, if you don't know who the sucker is, it's you.